Hi, this is James Smith with the Smith Family Realty Team. This is going to be a market update and how the coronavirus is affecting us. First, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to give you what we're doing to help you out. Something that we've been doing with our real estate clients that are from out of state or with our investors that buy from other states and cities. We're also going to give you a market update, kind of how this virus is affecting the real estate market in Texas and what you should do and not do. We're also going to tell you specifically what you for buyers and sellers, and at the very end, I'm going to give you my big warning. Warning. So this is something that I want you guys to heed as well.
Listen to me. Your crew is in complete control of the situation.
But first, let me tell you what we're doing, the Smith Family Realty Team, that we've been doing all along. We do several different things to help you guys out as buyers. We have different tools. One of the things that we do for our buyers is we do web meetings. So instead of actually physically meeting in person, or you don't want to go to a lot of these locations, we could do web meetings. Now, we could do web meetings for a lot of different purposes. First of all, I'm going to train you on what to do for buyers and sellers and the do's and don'ts for first-time home buyers. And you guys received my book. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We go over a lot of those initial things, and hopefully you received my book already and you've gotten that information down. Now, one of the other things that we do with that is we can also go over documents and clarify any questions that you may have. And I can also help you look online at different properties in different areas and kind of tell you the goods and the bads of those different areas. So, and how they fit to your family. Another thing we do is virtual tours. So if you guys don't want to actually go there in person and go look at the house like you're questioning it, right? Because you want to, my guy who's a sanitation house cleaner, which if you guys contact me, I can give you his information as well. One of the great things about working with a real estate agent, we have all the contacts and best people, and we vetted them for you. Now, with that said, virtual tours. So this is something we've been doing with our investors for a long time in our military families. As you know, if you're military, like I'm a prior Marine, you got to move on the fly. So you only have like a couple weeks to pick out where you're going to be, and then you pack your stuff up and they ship you out. And so this is one of the great things. I know if you're one of a customer of mine that's already done business with us, because I have 3 or 4 clients I already did this with that are military. You'll know that we do virtual tours. So what does that mean is that we're going to go ahead and we're going to send you a list of properties like normal. We're going to whittle those properties down, looking through the photos, the maps, and the areas. And I kind of discuss those properties you do heart or your favorite, and we whittle that list down into ones that you really want to go see. Okay, from the ones that we want to go see, you're going to pick probably about 3 or 4 of them, and then I'm going to see about 2 to 3 a day by myself, and I will do a virtual tour with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drive through the community and kind of show you the talking points or the key points as far as like with the neighborhood amenities, and then we're going to actually look at the house itself. And I'm just going to take my little cam around, and we're going to go through and we're going to look at the properties together. And I'm going to talk you through the quick little tour. It's not going to be edited that much because it's just meant to give you a foresight or a scene of the property, so you don't have to physically go and see it. You can get a good idea. And then once you've actually seen all the little videos that I've sent you of different houses, you'll probably will find that one property where like, we have to go see this in person. And we will. We'll go see that in person. And those are the virtual house tours. Another thing which is nice, easy, and convenient is web doc signing. So we can sign all of our paperwork and all the stuff that I'll send you via the web or the internet. So with the document signing procedures that we have and the security that we have in place, it's a very safe and secure thing to do. And it's one of the normal things that we have now in today's market. Now for the sellers. Now sellers, we do the same thing. We could do the web meeting, which we could, instead of meeting at your house, if you don't feel comfortable with that at this particular time, which I totally understand how the media is like blowing up and everything that's happening around us. Totally get it. So this is what we do for you. We do web meetings where we could just talk face to face over the web. I can give you my presentation of how I get your house sold for more money and fast. By the way, I'm still keeping to my numbers where every single house I sold for list price or above. That's pretty amazing, especially if you know other realtors in the market. They don't have, I could probably tell you only a couple of them has ever done that. And we could also get you a lot better quality of service. So we do a lot of other things, like we hire professional photographers. We shoot many videos and things to help promote and market your property, and we do it properly as our numbers dictate. Now, with the web meetings, we're going to go through. I'm going to show you the different things I've done in the past, and I can show you all of that online. We also offer you 3D virtual tours. What that means, when we do get your listing and we sell your house, or we get your house ready to sell, we're going to take professional photos of it, but we're also going to offer virtual tours. This is going to be a 3D tour of your property, so people can walk online. They can walk through your house and do a virtual tour. Not like the one I do for your buyers. This is actually a very professional one that you could virtually go through. It's a dollhouse image, so they can see your floor plan and they can see the imagery of your things. Once again, this is something that we normally offer our clients, so this is something we've been doing all along. But during this time, this will help keep down on the showings. It's a little trick that I've always done to keep showings down, because we want the real buyers to come when they go see your property. So the virtual tours, 3D house imagery, and the floor plans. And we also offer you a video tours. So we're going to shoot many different videos of your property just to market it. But this one's a virtual tour and of the neighborhood and of the actual house itself. Once again, this is not going to be the same one that I do for the buyers. It's going to be a similar basis, but it's going to be done by my photographer, who's much better at this than I am, but I try my best. And I'm getting better every day, by the way. So that's one thing that I strive to do, is always get better at what I do every single day. So with the document signing procedures. Okay, so now this is a little bit of things that we do as far as services that we normally do that we can provide for you. Oh, and always, we have paper towels and toilet paper in the car just in case you need them. And we'll even get gloves if you want to have gloves, so when you go tour the house, you want to make sure that you're not touching everything. We'll provide that for you. Just let me know if that's a concern, and we'll take care of it for you. Or if you have other concerns, let me know at that time, and I'll be more than happy to provide any of those services for you. Hazmat suits, prior military, I can get them for you. Buyers, the buyer's market. So let's talk about the market and what's going on today. Okay, so right now, we have had the lowest interest rates we've had in a long time. And we've had a great market. So right now, the real estate market, even though the Feds just lowered it to negative 2.5, but that has nothing to do with the mortgage. If you want the mortgage numbers, I'll have my mortgage guy contact you. He's the expert at that, and he'll explain, or they'll explain everything about that. Because I have different mortgage people I work with, guys and girls, and one of them is going to fit you and your specific needs, and we'll get the mortgage guy to explain to you the numbers on that. But I'm telling you right now, the rates have been really good. And that's why a lot of you guys are out buying homes, trying to take advantage of those rates. And because of this market volatility, you guys are getting really great numbers. That means that I have the ability to negotiate, because basically people are afraid they're not going to sell their house. And so they'll lower their price of their property. And rather easily too, because they just kind of want to move on to their next chapter of whatever they were going to do. This is another stress factor that's already like one of the many things about selling a house. This is another stress factor which the market is putting onto us, everybody, no matter what you do, onto them. Now, as far as the investors go, if you're an investor, which is another form of a buyer, we call them iBuyers. I have a lot of investors that I work with, and one of the great things about investors is seems like a really good time. Now, as you guys, if you've watched any of my other videos about me, you know that I used to be an investor as well. That's how I got started into the real estate market. Is I got into investing. We started buying houses. I used to be an electrician, so I used to actually fix houses up, and I built whole communities, luxury communities, and we used to buy properties, fix them up, flip them, and sell them. Well, tell you right now is not the time to do that. So this is something that if you're looking to fix and flip, not to do it. This is something I would hold off on till later. So wait until we get a little bit more market stability, and then you can go on to the fix and flips. We're getting to the buying season. Now is the time that normally investors are trying to look for those really good deals, because it's normally an off-market system right now, but we've had a really good year. So even at the beginning of the year all the way up until now has been a really good time to sell your property, because people are buying. One of the reasons why the catalyst is the really low interest rates. They were down at 2% at one time, and so right now is like a great time for you to get property, but not to fix and flip. Now you want to buy long-term holds, which is a long-term hold is you want to do rentals. So this is where we're going to sit down and talk, do a business plan to see what you want to do with the property and kind of go from there. But this is where you want to get those long-term holds or your rental properties. So you're going to rent these properties out. You can get as many properties as you can get and lease them out. Most of the time when you do that, they're going to pay for themselves. So buying property right now for long-term holds is going to be really good. For one of the unfortunate reasons, because of everything that's happening, which I feel really, really strongly about and really affects me, because when I was younger, in my early 20s, stuff like that, me and my brother used to own a restaurant, and I used to be a restaurant employee pretty much all through my life growing up. So I used to wait tables, I used to manage restaurants. So coming from Florida, hospitality industry is like one of the big things. And I'm not going to cry, but a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And that's an unfortunate truth. And a lot of businesses are going to close, but I'm trying to hold it together for you guys. But a lot of businesses are going to close. And one of the things is people are going to lose their properties because they can't afford to pay for them, or they can't afford to pay for their rent. Maybe they had a higher rent amount and now they need to get a lower rent amount. So a lot of people are going to be looking for those turnovers, and a lot of people are going to sell their houses to get into a rental because of the market volatility. They don't know where their next job is going to take them, so a lot of people are going to be selling their houses in order to get that one. So that's going to be the long-term holds is going to be a big yes. If you want rentals, buy rentals, yes. So investors, that's my tip. And you can also get really good rates as a going forward with this for income producing property that's already producing you income. Really great idea. Now sellers. Now, right now we're in an early market, which means that this year, comparatively to last, we've had a lot of people buying properties and a lot of people buying that stuff up, which is really, really good for you sellers, because that means that there's plenty of buyers out there. One of the things that people are doing and why there's so many buyers is people are taking advantage of those low rates and what they can get into a house for. So that's a really good thing for you to do as a seller. And as I previously mentioned, for investors are buying a lot of properties as well for long-term holds. As you know, when you're buying a property as a long-term hold, you don't necessarily need to buy it at the bottom of the market and get thousands of dollars off. Now, every investor wants a little meat on the bones, as they say, or they want to get a good deal, right? Well, pricing it in the market is a pretty good deal. And I could show you how you can sell your property and still be happy with that price and do well, even in a bad market. So it's one of the things I specialize in. That's why every single house I sold for list price or above, and I average more than the average seller, real estate seller out there. So, which I'm really proud of those numbers. If you want to talk to me about that, please use the information below. Give me a ring, contact me, and I'll show you how I can sell your house faster for more money. And you're going to like your numbers. As if you read my reviews of some of my people, you know, that's the reason why I have 5-star reviews, because I'm really good at this. So now coming up, my big warning. Warning! This is what you've been waiting for. So, lessons learned, right? We've been in this situation before. We've been in a down economy before. Houston is really strong. I want to say that right off the bat. Houston's strong. So we're really strong. So we've actually done through this before with different hurricanes. But what makes this in such a great buying and selling area is because we as a state stand on 4 legs. So we have oil and gas. Obviously, that's one of the biggest things that we have here. That's second, competing with medical. Medical is one of the largest. This is the leading area for medical in all of the United States. Did you know that? I hope you knew that. So we got oil, gas, and medical. Those 2 fields alone make this into a rock-solid economy comparatively to the rest of the United States, which is going to be volatile. It's going to be up and down, and we're actually going to be just shooting little tiny divots comparatively to the rest of the United States. That's why we recovered so quickly after the hurricane. So we have oil and gas, we have medical, and so what's the third one? So we have oil, gas, medical, and we have the industrial, right? Those are the ones that makes this area very strong. But lessons learned from the hurricane, people are going to come after you. So they're going to offer you these great deals, and that's not what you're going to do. Some of you guys have lost your jobs, so be careful and be wary. One thing you have to remember. So this is the number one thing I want you to remember. A lot of the people are going to put your all your payments and debts, and you're going to accumulate all your debts and put them on credit cards. So this is what they want you to do. They want you to rack up your credit card bills and get them maxed out, right? For one, that's going to hurt your credit. So when you max out your credit card more than, I think, 85%, it really drops your credit report a lot. So another thing that they're going to do after you max out your credit cards, because this is called the perfect storm as far as what they're trying to do. So they're going to do that. And then the next thing they're going to offer you is SBA loans. Now, coming from Florida, I've seen this many times. So they're going to offer you the SBA loan, or the loan to help you out with your bills and help you out with your property. So you're going to get an SBA loan on your property to help fix it up, or to help maintain the insurance or whatever. Or your bank is going to do the trifecta. Their bank is going to offer you a payment derivative, right? Or some sort of a payment adjustment or payment something. And you have to be really careful and understand the terms before you agree to these things. Because they could do is, you could be you're agreeing to get into a balloon payment. So what does that mean? That means you'll defer your payments for 6 months. And then at the very end, all of that 6 months, guess what? That's all going to be due at once. Well, what else is going to be due at once? Well, let's see. Not quite the tax time, but that's going to be due. You're going to have credit cards. You're going to have a loan out. And so now you're going to have a lot of things on your property, and then you're going to want to try and sell it because you can't make payments on your property. So you're going to try and refinance it. Refinancing is the second one. Guess what? You can't refinance if you missed payments. So if you've missed your payments, if you've not paid your mortgage, or you don't have a perfect credit, you can't refinance. So if you missed any payments or you don't have good credit, you can't refinance. And you have to have a certain amount of equity in order to do that. Now, if your property has like almost all the way paid off or you have a lot of equity in it, that's not good for you, because they're going to take advantage of that, because that means they can take your property and they could sell it for more money, or they could sell it and they're going to get more money out of it. If you have no equity in your property, they don't care, because basically you haven't paid them anything. It's just a huge debt. So they're going to let you short sell your property and get rid of it. Well, if you're wondering about any of these things, or if you have comments about anything that I've said today and you don't think they're true, or you just have more questions, please comment in this video below, and I'd be more enhancing. I'm handsome. I know, I just looked at myself in the recorder. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you need help, please give me a call. Now, if you remember me during the hurricane, this doesn't mean just a real estate. I will help you out any way I can. If you want help organizing your garage, or if you want help doing other things, you need help me watching your property as you go and do something else, I'm more than happy to do that. If you want me to just give you advice, or you want somebody to talk to, give me a call. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you out any way I can during this time. I know it's a very trying time. I know it's very stressful for you guys. But I hope God is with you, and I will pray for you. But thank you so much. Let's be Houston strong, and I'll see you next time.